Hello everyone, feel very welcome to Usitility. Today is special, we are going to discover how to run RuneStrike CCG on PC. As you can see, you can watch it on your screen. We will be able to easily download and install RuneStrike CCG so that we can enjoy playing your game on our Windows PC using our keyboard, mouse and big screen. Then without further ado, let's go my friends. First of all mates, to get started we need to open our main internet browser. We selected the one we use by default. Let's go to that URL that I have highlighted in green. There you are seeing it on the screen of the PC. There is no need to type anything, because I added the link in the video description and the first main comment. We arrived right here on our internet site of Usitility, exactly where we find here a precise outline on the way to obtain RuneStrike CCG on PC. We browse down a bit and mouse click on the Download Game on PC button. Once clicking on the link, we get to the site of BlueStacks. No panic, it is only the Android emulator that we will load to play RuneStrike CCG on the PC. It is now obvious that we access several advantages of using the emulator. Then, we will proceed to download the RuneStrike CCG by simply clicking on the button play on BlueStacks that you can see here in green color. We then click on the button. And the download starts and ends immediately. Voila, this is the download. It is a file we have to execute. What we are going to do is to launch the executable file. Okay, so we have to click on this file. If we are on Windows 10, it will have asked us for permission to make changes to the system. We answered yes. I reduced the browser to see the installation software significantly better. The installer is quite simple. It consists of a couple of choices: install, and setup path. I will show you what setup path does indeed. We purely click it. Therefore we observe that we have here the path where the emulator is going to be set up. If we choose to modify this folder, we have got to click on the Browse option. Therefore we choose another directory and install the emulator wherever we prefer. I prefer to leave it by default. Then, I click on Back. So I simply click on Install. Voila! The installation starts and it is going to move forward in the download of those megabytes that happens to be represented on the computer screen. The time you download it, it may be more or less MB. The download rate can be faster or slower, subject to your internet and depending on the efficiency of the emulator web servers. At the moment they're progressing very fast. The download has been completed, and so now it continues on with the setup procedure. The setup will need a little bit more or less time based on the power of your machine. The more efficient it is, the shorter the installation time and or vice versa. If we integrate the download and software setup phase, it can take a very long time, so be patient. It has now ended on my side. At this point, the emulator has been launched on autopilot. As you will notice, down here, there is a progress bar which will advance to the right, and once it attains the finish, the emulator can be started for the first time. The fact is the emulator was already launched, there for the first time. Before we carry on, as you can observe, it has created a couple of software icons there on the computer desktop. The BlueStacks and BlueStacks multi-instance. Note that the BlueStacks software icon will be one we are concerned about. The moment we want to run RuneStrike CCG on our desktop or laptop, we twice mouse click on this icon and consequently launch the emulator. The BlueStacks multi-instance icon has nothing to do with multiplayer or nearly anything like this. The fact is, it's an app icon that we will certainly never ever use. We should perform the next step, which is actually a requirement, and this is to log on to the Google Play Store. As you can see now, the Google Play is launched. Here we have got to sign in. At present, as soon as we are right here, we have to execute this following step that is definitely imperative. So we mouse click on Sign In. At this point it says, Checking Info. It can occasionally get blocked in Checking Info, that's why it isn't going to progress. If that's the case, you could try to connect to your account after a couple of hours, it's going to quite likely be resolved. At this point we will enter our email address and password. The email address ought to be a Gmail email address as well as its matching password. For example, you make use of the same exact email you are using at this time in your own YouTube account. So that I will enter my data and I'll come back as soon as I have accomplished it. That's all. Details entered. Find out Google welcoming us and providing us their twos. We can consent to all of them by clicking I agree. After that, it offers us to back up to the Google Cloud. You might let it selected, it's going to produce a backup of your data on that device to Google Drive. I will not check it, you do what you want. We just click on Accept. Google Play Store is launched by default and on autopilot. To set up the application, we have got to visit the emulator desktop for Android by simply clicking this app icon indicated in green. Today that we are watching the desktop of the emulator for Android, we observe that we find right here the Install Video Game option. We simply click on the button. Right here we get the game. How about we press now on the install link that I am showing now in green color. Therefore it will begin the installation. Right now it should install the video game. It normally takes quite some time, or it may possibly be almost immediate. It all will depend on our connection to the internet. This has by then finished installing. Back to the emulator desktop by hitting this option that I'm emphasizing in green, so that you can run RuneStrike CCG for the very first time. Shall we mouse click on My Games Choice proceeding? We're by then on the emulator desktop, and then we're about to just click that brand new RuneStrike CCG software icon that was created. This video game is launched for the first time. Now there we end up with it. I could press anywhere on the screen and also make use of the keyboard. I should comment on the volume of that emulator. It's right here. We have got the icon of higher volume and also the icon of lower volume. This manner we do not depend on the Microsoft Windows volume to increase or decrease the sound experience of the emulator. As well as to enjoy the experience to the fullest, we should switch on the large monitor, for which we have two choices. That is the first one. We simply click on this particular app icon which I'm showing in green color. Then the screen is maximized, having one border at the top, one on the right side and one at the bottom. Supposing that we really want to enjoy the app in full screen, we select this particular app icon. And we might already be experiencing and enjoying the game app in 100% screen setting. To get out of the complete screen setting, press the F11 key. And we might already play in regular display screen setting. At this moment I am starting to show you the keys mapping that is certainly quite exciting. That strategy we will be ready to play the game more easily. The very first task is to press this keyboard icon. It's now time to make the appropriate configuration settings. I'll go ahead and put the standard settings. However, if you desire to improve this, you can do it without any problem. As you can notice, the emulator is totally in our language. In certain cases it happens that your emulator is started in the incorrect language, for instance, in Japanese. Then to set it in the right language we browse here to the cogwheel. Then here within various other options, we just click the language drop down. We should opt for the language we wish, Italian, Chinese, and so forth. As soon as the language is chosen, we would save, the emulator would reboot, and also the game application, the next time we launch it, will also be in the selected language. At present, there's another detail that we need to take into account, and this is that we will get a message from Google Mail reporting that a completely new device has been connected with this Google account. It will ask us if we are the people who have associated with that electronic device. Yes, we should not get worried, because the emulator is emulating an Google Android electronic device. And then to discover which device is currently being emulated, we return right here, to the cogwheel and we click on it. So we go here to the Model option. And there we notice that the emulator is simulating a Samsung cellular phone. And so we're going to receive an email saying that a new Samsung device has been connected to our Google account. That's all folks, so much for the video tutorial. I anticipate you appreciated it, specifically that you thought it was informative. If so, bring it a pleasant like, subscribe, and I will be happy to answer your remarks, issues or ideas. Leave them in the comment box down below. You can also comment things on my Twitch channel. I actually do live streams every now and then. You get it listed below in the video description and in the initial pinned comment. Just click any of those training videos that are showing up on the screen and see you in the future video tutorials. Bye.